You said Vince was like a father figure. What'd you think of all the accusation against Vince McMahon? Me and my partner Jimmy Farrow were huge Vince McMahon guys, right?
I told you this earlier before the show, I think. Did I mention it?
No, you didn't.
These people, they get PSD
Yeah.
after their wrestling career. They were making more money than me. They blew it all up their nose or on broads or stupid things, and they never saved their money. And then they want to jump on that bandwagon like Vince owes me a living because I was wrestling and he didn't take care of their health. And I tell these people at the signings and even on the podcast, how dare you, man? Vince isn't your father. He's not a dead mother. He's not a school teacher. He's not like checking on you for curfew and stuff. You're a grown fucking man. You put this shit in your veins. You put the stuff, the Xanax, the Coke. You did that on your own. Don't come to Vince. If anything, you should be thanking him. That's why if ever I see Vince, and I wish I saw Fritz before he passed, I thank them for the opportunity, man, because if it wasn't for them, we'd all be a bunch of fucking gym rats. We'd be nothing but gym rats. Vince made us like rock stars, literally. After I get on TV, I couldn't stop at an airport. It was insane. It was great.
And by the way,
you experienced that in my life. It was unbelievable.
You couldn't have wrestled in two better areas too. Let me ask you this:
How
about pro wrestlers that do these GoFundmes?
I think it's sad. I helped out Billy Graham because he was having some financial trouble with his hips and stuff like that. But these other people that are younger and they just don't want to work, I think it's stupid. I think it's sad, and I think it's decrepit, and I think it's a fucking tragedy. I think it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. You know, basically they're saying, I'm so fucking stupid. Help me out because I didn't save my money, especially if they're still able-bodied, you know. Now,
Ted Arcidi, you are my hero, Ted. You are my hero right now. I can't even. We're on the same page. You don't even know.
Yeah. Well, I hope I meet you someday. Maybe when I'm doing a shoot down there or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So talk to me. How do you leave Vince? How does that end? How does that relationship end?
Good call. Yeah. Vince sent me to Stampede in Calgary, and he says, we want you to be a heel, you know? And I wanted to be a heel, but he says, you got to start as a face. And that's true, as you know, Mike. You got to start as a face. And I changed there with Stu Hart, and I worked every night over there for shit. But I didn't care. I was learning. You can't get better unless you learn, and you can't help but get better if you're working every night. It's that basic. And I knew how to put the heat on. I learned how to rap on the mic. And then I was ready to go back to Vince, and Vince wasn't ready yet because they were still bringing Patera back, and he was their strongman. So I said, Vince, I got to go. I still got to get my national exposure. I'm going to go to Texas. He goes, okay. So I went to Texas, and I met up with Fritz, and they put me in a dark match as a heel, and I had to prove myself because Fritz says, I know how you are as a face. You could be a face down here, but as a heel, I want to see how you do. And I went up against this guy named Cousin Luke down in Texas, and it was a great match. You know, you got to sell, you go back and forth, and then I would just kill him with clotheslines and aerial jumps and what was it? Axe handles, double axe handles off, and the crowd popped big time. And Gary Hart was the booker back then, and I remember coming off the ring. He goes, "You can work, brother. Fritz wants to see you at 10 o'clock. It's a sportatorium." So I was psyched. I knew I went to the Waffle House that night. I was so psyched. Because, you know, I knew what I had to do, and I'm glad I had all that learning from Stu Hart and the Harts up there. And I was on my way, and I had a good meeting with Fritz. He says, "This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna push you. You're gonna have Percy Pringle, who later became pallbearer, and we're gonna get you the strap, the Texas heavyweight strap, and we know you're well hated down here because they hate fucking Yankees."
Right. Yeah.
But he was great. And I really felt bad when I saw that documentary for the Claw. They made him out to be like a possessive, domineering father. He was not like that, Mike. He was not like that at all. These kids, they became overnight sensations, especially Kerry and his brother. You know, that day they wrestled. They flew in Flair off a helicopter. Texas Stadium sold out. That's like 60,000 fucking people, and they were overnight sensation. But you know something? Those Von Erichs, man, we'd go to the Sportatorium, and it was a small place, but it was packed. It was like 4,000 people, but they like right over you. You really felt like a gladiator. And I remember this, every time I would drive in there, I had to drive in a special spot. People, they parked along the road. There was a small parking lot, but most of the parking lot, you know what it was, Mike? It was friggin' satellite dishes, like 8 of them, 10 of them, going all over the world because they had world exposure like Vince, you know, world-class wrestling. And I was so psyched. And it was a great, great territory. And I'm so glad I had the exposure, you know.
Do you think with the boys and that documentary with the WWE put out yesterday, yeah, incredible. They got part 2 next week. I'm a huge Von Erich Mark too. Do you think with the boys, was it too much, too fast?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You got Kerry, just for instance, you know, not Kevin. Kevin was a straight shooter. Kevin's a good guy. I love Kevin. I love them all. I even love Chris. I used to try to help him with the lifting, but he just never had he didn't have the genetics to get into lifting. And as we all know what happened with Chris, it's very sad.
Right.
But Kerry, man, he was a great lifter, and he had a body like Adonis. I mean, it was phenomenal. He was athletic because he was an athlete, and there's the athleticism. I mean, you could see him run, the way he walked, the way he go off the ropes, and he had the height too. He was like 6'3", so that helped a lot. And you could just see that. How do you say it? Maturity level, maybe, because he gets sucked in, you know, with the girls and the drugs. It's very alluring, Mike. You know, you're on TV you're like a rock star everywhere, especially in Texas and anywhere in the Southwest, even in the rest of the country, because they were global. You know, so I could see how that was. It was a temptation to him, you know, and a lot of wrestlers. I didn't even know he lost his limb when he had that motorcycle accident, because when I went down there, that's when it happened. And he used to not dress with the boys. I'm thinking, well, he's just got his own private dressing room, but that's why he didn't want to show people he had a prosthetic leg. That was they kayfabe that big time, like.
Now, you didn't get a chance to work any cards with them one-on-one, right, as a heel down there?
Yeah, I did some stuff with Kevin and Kerry. I did some shows with them. Yeah.
So,
and I did a couple tags with them too. But it was, and then I did then Kerry did some commentating too, because he was off and on too. But yeah, and I did a lot of work with El Perez, who was the world champ then, and Gary Hart. But I think maybe Kevin once and maybe Kerry once in a tag or something, or it was like a run-in or something. And but it was still glad because they were still part of the company. Yeah.
And why did that come to an end?
I was ready to go back to Vince. And Vince says, we're not ready yet. We don't want you yet. But we've seen you in Texas. We love what you're doing. Stay down there. And then I got a call from the corporate office of GNC, General Nutrition Center. And I had a vitamin supplement company at the time, advertising in a powerlifting magazine and in Joe Weider's Muscle and Fitness. And they came up with the idea. They said, Ted, we'd love to put you in more stores, all stores. And we want you to do exhibitions. And the money was just incredible. getting your amino acids, your protein powder, your whey protein, your weight gainers in the stores, they said, what would separate you from other companies is you're the guy that came up with the formula. You're the guy that does the lifting. We want you to do seminars and lifting exhibitions in the malls. You're already over with the people because they've seen you on TV. And they were right. So I'd go to a mall and there'd be like 3,000 people that want to watch me lift. And then I talk about the supplements, and my supplements would get sold out. And I made a lot of money. And yeah, I didn't pursue wrestling. I thought it was going to be just for a while, but it was just too crazy. It was just incredible.
Yeah. No scripts, no apologies. This is my day, and the Pharaoh. Step into the fire, we're breaking all the rules. Voices getting louder, we ain't playing for fools. From the streets of New York to the worldwide stage, uncaged opinions, yeah, we bring the rage. Truth hits hard like a chair shot swing. Legends get tested when the real ones sing. No filter talk, yeah, we say it proud. If you got a problem, say it out loud. Lights go down, we ignite the sound. No backing down when the truth comes out. We're the nano filter kings, yeah, we run this game. Monte and the Pharaoh, remember the name. Turn it up loud, let the whole world hear. We bring the heat, bring the pain, bring the fear. No filter kings, yeah, we cross that line. Say what we want every single time. From the top rope down to the underground. And our Pharaoh gonna shake this
Couple things I want to cover, Jimmy.
Yeah.
500 level has now improved on the M&P code. Now go to MP30 for 30% off. Jimmy, I got to tell you something, right? I was at the beach again, 500 level. If you guys haven't looked at the shirts, right, go to the website. It's incredible. And I got to be honest, right? So it was a little chilly today. I brought the dogs to the beach. I was off work for the Jewish holidays,
today.
right?
It's cold.
It wasn't cold,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I have from 500 level, I have a Roman Reigns sweatshirt. Now, usually sweatshirts are not always the nicest fabric, unless I'm into really nice fabric because I just don't like things up against my skin. So usually I'll get thinner type of shirts, but this is a heavy sweatshirt. The fabric, unbelievable. And you're going to get a deal at 30% off, Jimmy. I mean, my God, it's a no-brainer, guys. I am telling you, once you get one shirt from them, you'll get 50. I guarantee it. And they've got all the sports. Yeah, dude, tell me what you think of it, Jimmy.
They're so comfortable. I got to get a long sleeve now. I'm telling you, I got to, because it was chilly today, especially for a guy who's been in Panama City Beach the last 2 years. It was chilly today, and I love the material. It's so silky. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
It's so comfortable. So, yeah, I got to get myself some leveled long sleeves. That's for sure. 30%.
And again,
off,
it doesn't, they got plenty of wrestling stuff. They got baseball stuff. They've got football. They got everything, dude. MMA. They got it all, man. And I'm telling you, it's very high quality. Again, 500 level code MP30, 30% off. So if a T-shirt costs you $20, what's 30% off on $20, dude?
It's enough. 10 plus another 20% tacked on top. Not much. It's a steal. It's a steal.
I agree. I want to remind everybody too, the Monty and the Pharaoh show, hit the QR code, be willing to check out our shows on YouTube, where we got almost 24,000 subscribers. Go to our Facebook page where we're approaching 27,000 subscribers. And again, if you feel like donating to the show, please go to the Monty and the Pharaoh webpage, hit donate. Helps us bring in more guests. Trying to entertain Jim. We've got the big event coming up, so a lot of good stuff happening right now.